Stephen Colbert walks out to the usual applause.
Great. Small talk over. Let's talk about Epstein. Okay.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
The most powerful man in the world is blocking information about a cabal of the rich, the famous, and the royal, befriending a con man who regularly flies off in his private plane to his private island or do super illegal sex stuff. Then the con man is arrested. People are afraid he's going to name names. He mysteriously dies right after being taken off a suicide watch in a federal prison during the administration of the guy who is blocking the release of the information. Boring.
He is charming. He is able to convince people, so he tells everybody what they want to hear.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight.
He has a sense of humor. He can be funny.
He's great. His ability to sell. It's very much like Clinton. Both Bill and Donald have the ability to go over to a fat, ugly woman, say, "You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." So you probably know he had a scalp reduction, because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He's not a horrible human being. He does nasty things to his best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things. That's how it works.
But if for some reason you're still interested in finding out who's on Epstein's list, don't be.
I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden
But he's lying, folks.
The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again, and my past supporters have bought into this bull hook. I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Just 3% of U.S. adults say they're satisfied with the information released about Jeffrey Epstein. The movie Jeffrey Epstein was watching right before he killed himself. I'm kidding, obviously. He didn't kill himself.
Congress created the Department of Justice. Congress funds the Department of Justice. And Congress is responsible for the oversight of the Department of Justice. When will we see justice? I'll tell you what I've not seen. I've not seen any arrests from the revelations in the Epstein files. Over 3 million documents describing horrible things, describing unspeakable things. So much of it redacted. Over 24 people have resigned, CEOs, members of government worldwide. But I haven't seen any arrests or investigations here in the United States from this Department of Justice. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, who has since been stripped of his royal titles due to his affiliation with Jeffrey Epstein, has been arrested. Peter Mandelson, who previously served as UK's ambassador to the United States, resigned in disgrace from United Kingdom's House of Lords and the Labour Party, and he's been arrested. Former Prime Minister of Norway, Torbjørn Jagland, has been charged. But we don't see any charges, arrests, or investigations in the United States. What do we see? We see our FBI director celebrating in the locker room at the Olympics overseas. It's fine to be proud of this country, but we should be proud of this country because we have a system of justice that works. And yet we do not. Who are the men that should be investigated? I'll name them right here.
Epstein says that Trump, quote, knew about the girls. That prompted Republicans to accuse Democrats of cherry picking. Let's pause there for a second. Guys, I'm going to say for this one, maybe go with a different fruit. It being the conspiracy surrounding his old dancing buddy, Jeffrey Epstein. There you go. For more of this information, the FBI released a video of the outside of Epstein's prison cell. As the FBI admitted, the video has a missing minute, but to kill a guy, you'd need like 3 times that. By the way, last night, an analysis by Wired revealed that the video actually had nearly 3 minutes cut out. Plus, despite the administration claiming it was raw footage, Wired found that the video had been stitched together in Adobe Premiere Pro from 2 video files. Further analysis showed that one of the source clips was approximately 2 minutes and 53 seconds longer. What's 2 minutes and 53 seconds long? God only knows by the Beach Boys. Where do you find beaches? on island.
Behind me, I have 3 documents that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ. My right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking. Co-conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over-redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know?
And then he does something the audience does not expect. No opening joke. No warm-up line. He points at the screen behind him, black, empty, 5 frames waiting. Sometimes a joke does not need a setup, he says. Sometimes the setup is already in the photograph. The first image appears. Trump and Epstein, standing close, comfortable, surrounded by the kind of polished access that money buys. Colbert does not accuse. He does not raise his voice. He just lets the room sit with it. For years, Trump has brushed off every question about this exact connection. Called it nothing, called it distance, called it a relationship that barely existed. The second photo appears, and the third. Different rooms, different years, same uncomfortable reminder sitting in front of everyone. A picture's not a conviction, Colbert says. Not a trial, not a full history. But when a public figure spends years selling distance, a repeated photograph becomes a question that refuses to leave. The room goes completely quiet. Not the silence of nothing happening, the silence of people doing math in their heads. This is the line that travels. The problem with old pictures, Colbert says, is they remember what powerful men hope everyone else forgets. Low murmur across the audience, not applause. The sound people make when comedy gets too close to recognition. Every time an uncomfortable question comes near Trump, the person asking it becomes the target instead. Reporters become nasty. Judges become biased. Comedians become failures. Quick, if you have not subscribed yet, hit the button. 2 seconds, already subscribed. You are genuinely the reason this channel keeps finding these frames. He never denies the photos exist. He just changes who gets blamed for finding them. Trump has not addressed this specific segment on any platform since it aired. All 5 photographs stay up on the screen behind Colbert as the credits roll. We find the photos they forgot were taken.